Welcome to the CPM Customer Success Podcast, where we help Office of Finance leaders fix their financial systems and processes with OneStream so they can improve their corporate performance without spending nights and weekends in the office. I'm your host, Andy Smetana, Chief Revenue Officer at Nova Advisory. Nova Advisory is a 100% OneStream professional services implementation partner. We help OneStream customers get the most out of their OneStream investments. So today we're continuing our series focusing on news and announcements from OneStream's annual conference Splash, which was held this year in May 2024 in Las Vegas. So we've got a special guest with us, Peter Fugere, who's the Chief Solutions Officer at OneStream. Peter has spent his career serving customers, improving their corporate performance management systems and processes. He's also the host of the OneStream podcast, which I encourage you to check out as he dives deep into OneStream solutions over there. Peter, you're a veteran of the CPM world and an industry legend. So I've really been looking forward to our conversation here today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So coming off Splash, OneStream has made a ton of announcements, a ton of exciting announcements. And there's a new offering that Tom Shea mentioned in his keynote address called CPM Express. So since this is new, and I know you've been working on it behind the scenes, I thought today would be a great use of our audiences. I'd love to hear about focus on the CPM Express solution. So let's get started. Before we dive into CPM Express, let's level set on your background, Peter, in your career within CPM and your role at OneStream, if we'd start there.
Sure. Yeah, no, I started doing Hyperion enterprise work around 2000. I was working at John Hancock. At some point realized I knew more people at Hyperion than I knew at John Hancock with all the work I was doing, and decided to leave and go join those guys and become a consultant and help people implement. I really loved working with the software. It was a great company. And then obviously enterprise went away and HFM took over, and I just hit my stride with that. I got to write a book for Oracle Press during that time, and then stayed there for a while. Around 2006 or so, left to join Vertical Pitch, working just as an implementation partner. And then after having done that for a little bit, and that became Ranzel. And then after having done that for a little bit, decided about, over 11 years ago now, to leave Oracle, the Oracle world, and my Oracle ACE designation behind, and go join these guys who were starting this new software company, OneStream. And so it's been a roller coaster since then. I think my employee number is 12, or I was one of the original 9 guys. So just on the edge of really the very beginning of this, and it's been really a wild journey. I'm thankful I got to be part of it, and it's been a lot of fun. And walking into this year's Splash was, for me, overwhelming to see over 3,000 people in Vegas. It was pretty impressive. And you talked about some of the big announcements. I think we had 12 innovations and that Tom announced, and all exciting. And CPM Express was the first one he threw up there. And that's been my focus. So I'm really excited to talk about it.
It's got to be exciting to see over 11 years from a new solution being introduced in the market, how that evolves, and then how now new solutions are being built upon that solution and platform. So yeah, let's start with CPM Express. It's a new offering. Can you just give us a high-level overview of what CPM Express is, how it differs from a typical kind of OneStream offering?
Yeah, no, we've been amazing at taking on the biggest, most sophisticated customers, the ones that really present data challenges, volume, complexity of calculations, ownership, planning issues, transactional data, all of the really big things people struggle with in CPM. OneStream's been really great with. But what we've noticed is that for smaller customers they look at everything we do, and a lot of it's aspirational. They look at how we do our reporting, how we can help within our company, account recs. They see the value of the platform, and they're not ready for a lot of that stuff. Or it can be overwhelming because we can show them so much capability. All right, where do I get started? How do I begin? And so what we did was, myself and my team, we went through the organization and looked at all the solutions. If it was pre-sales, marketplace, even some consulting solutions, and tried to figure out if we were going to start somebody on a CPM journey, if we were going to get them going, what would we do? And we pulled together these different components, packaged them up, and then built around that the framework of implementation. I'll give you an example. If you're going to build a completely bespoke product, the first thing you need to do is come in and gather requirements for the customer. What are you trying to do? Why are we here? And then you come back with design, and you're going to give a foundational design of how you're going to get started. Well, for a commercial customer that maybe doesn't have 10,000 users and 5,000 legal entities, that's a pretty big step to take. So what we can do is, look, we've been doing this for 20, 30 years, a lot of the guys on the team. How can we take you down that avenue and pre-build a lot of this stuff using templates and examples and our experience to get you started, and then be able to turn you loose on the rest of what the platform can do. And listen, our competitors do some stuff that's similar, but we took a little bit of a different approach. We really view the CPM Express product, even if you're starting with that, it's not something that's throwaway, meaning you're going to build it, and then if you want to change your mind and do something later, you've got to start from scratch and build it all over again. That was something that was a criticism of some other solutions that we were looking at and comparing how we wanted to tackle this. CPM Express is, at the end of it, you're pretty much like any customer. You can use the full extensibility. You can add to the solution in the marketplace. You can create new solutions. You can go off in any direction. And so really, it's a place where a customer can start. And if they're the right size and mix, it's a great place to start and start your journey and accelerate from there. So that's the thinking with it.
And you mentioned just a term I just want to define, kind of commercial customers. And the way OneStream kind of segments their customer base is they look at and how they approach really the market, commercial, kind of sub $1 billion annual revenue. And then there's kind of enterprise above. So is CPM Express really focused, I think, on more of the commercial market?
Yeah, right now it is. And those are the customers that I think they want to be agile, but they're struggling with how did they get started with CPM? What do they do? And I think this product is specifically there to, this offering, I shouldn't really say product, this offering is really there to help them get started and accelerate in.
So what are some of the benefits that come along with the CPM Express? You mentioned tools and templates, and it sounds like an acceleration of a typical implementation.
Yeah. So what we did was we actually brought in a lot of what we consider best practice solutions, packaged them up. And one of the other things Tom talked about at Splash was a new product called Genesis. And what Genesis lets us do is create a storyboard, a menu that takes users through different dashboards and unifies a lot of these solutions together. What people would do before is you'd build out your workflows, you'd set things up in OneStream, and you might have a list of dashboards. Genesis takes that list and makes it more usable. So the first thing right out of the gate is, if you're a CPM Express customer, it feels like a unified, the platform feels more there's a story there. It's more intuitive for the end users to get through using Genesis. So that's a really powerful thing. The other thing is we've pre-built certain things like certain rules and calculations. I've been doing this a long time. Every implementation has retained earnings roll forwards, a beginning balance, CTA. Why do we have to write code for that on every project? So that we've gone through and we've built it and we've implemented it and we've tested it. That's just one example of how we cut 2 days out of a project. The other thing, the reason why I keep stepping away from the word product is, one, we don't sell. This is available for free for our customers. When they go with CPM Express, they buy the software. This is an option for them to implement if they fit in the parameters we have for it. You don't have to pay for it. But we've done stuff like build project management templates. We've developed end user training. We've developed some testing and scripts for the end users with videos. So the whole experience of an implementation is part of this. A big benefit is you're not paying to develop custom end user training, which you certainly would and probably would want to do on a big bespoke implementation. The workflows are unique. You have unique issues with the users. You might really want to do that. But for a CPM Express customer that's just going with the basic workflow to set things up, why do I need to develop that every time? So we include that in the package. So a CPM Express customer would benefit not just from the design and the thought of how it's organized and put together, but all of the bits and pieces you'd normally build during an implementation, they all come packaged together, and you get that all for free from OneStream.
And so they start that CPM Express focused customer would just start from there. So as what I'm gathering is it's a faster deployments, faster to value on the platform itself. Could you give us an idea of how quick a deployment could be, or typical implementation timeline and process, what that would look like for one of these customers?
Yeah, we're still in private preview, so we're validating a lot of the assumptions, but we're working on in the assumption that we can do implementations in 6 to 8 weeks. Wow. So and our first one, they wanted to load 9 years of history. And just to give you a sense of how the first week went, we came in Monday, we did design. Tuesday and part of Wednesday, we finished the metadata and workflow build. We started that. All the metadata was built. The core part of the workflows were set up. Started working on security and KPIs. By Friday, we had loaded 7 years of history and started reconciling data. So in the sense of a normal implementation, it's not uncommon for us to not even have the SaaS environment turned on in a couple of days, like that quick, with all the procedures and everything else we have to go through. Forget having requirement sessions, muster the team, get on site, all those sort of things. How we do that, some of that is we're going to ask clients to do a little bit of pre-work before we come in, gives them a chance to understand what's going on. We're going to have them go to the admin class so they know what to expect, how the product looks and things like that. But these implementations go very quickly.
And so you mentioned a number of templates and accelerators and pre-built workflows around CTA and roll forwards.
Yep.
So does the offering include both the consolidation as well as the kind of the planning side of OneStream?
The three core pieces that we view of CPM that we make available as part of this is consolidation. So we have a pre-built consolidated chart of accounts management, and then a standard with and without disc ops. Cash flow. We do budget, forecast, and flash. We can do zero-based and driver-based with seeding. That's pre-built. We can do by legal entity or department for the application, for the budget and forecast planning. And then we include a basic account rec. And that account rec is about a 2 to 3 week project, but it's really just turning on account recs, basic account recs to get you started. And then you can go from there with it. That includes, those are our core. That means we have functions for allocations, cash flow. We have pre-built reports. We use guided reporting. We include things like parcel service and help desk for report distribution and for submitting help tickets. Yeah, so it's a whole package.
Wow. And so it really expedites the return on investment for those customers. Have you started talking to the customers about that business case and the value of that acceleration? I imagine you're getting lots of excitement from the market on this offering.
Yeah, I mean, it is exciting. And the first one that we'd have a private preview with, the CFO came from a much bigger implementation, but more of a traditional approach around doing an implementation. He was a little surprised how quickly things were moving, pleasantly surprised, but he's at a smaller company. They don't have the budget necessarily to do a bigger project like that. This lets OneStream be more competitive and meet some of our customers where they are and help them get on this CPM journey with us. And then wherever they need to take it, wherever their business evolves, whatever problems that come up and the platform can address, they're ready for. And I think that's really, besides it's quick and it's cheap, the future where you can go with OneStream, I think is really the most promising, exciting thing about it for the customers.
Yeah, because the platform is there. They've now got a foundation, they've got the value, and then they can build upon it, as you mentioned.
Yeah, you've got evolving planning or forecasting you need to do. You want to do ESG, you want to do transaction matching, you want to do people planning, you want to do strategic finance, whatever direction you want to go, it's there for you. And a lot of those avenues, as this evolves, we're pre-building some of those components too. So you're, as part of our core design, you're really set up to take that next step.
For companies that are interested in CPM Express, what are some of the first steps they should take in getting started with this solution?
Yeah, I think the first step is to talk to your sales rep and understand from them, am I a good candidate? Number of users, data sources, things like that. Are you a good fit for this? Or really would you benefit from the more traditional bespoke application? And then right now, as partners are brought in and we work with them in their implementation approaches and integrate with them, either OneStream or the partner will be able to, probably by the end of the summer, believe it or not, that quickly, we'll be able to sit with the customer and put together a proposal and get them up to speed on CPM Express.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Nova Advisor will be looking forward to being involved with that offering and kind of using the work in the ground that you've laid in front of us. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You mentioned support and training. All the full package of OneStream's offering and services are there and available for the customers for successful adoption. So that's exciting. But once a customer is live, how do they maintain the application? What should they expect in terms of support from OneStream?
You get all the regular support that all of our customers get, and that includes the remote consulting services, the remote solutions consultants that are available, regular support, all available there for implementation. I don't know if that was who was bringing there, but sorry about that. But I think the other piece of it that's really important is our global education services team has put together a package of training. And in addition to an admin class, a report class, and 10 Excel users, we include 2 Navigator passports. So ongoing training and development, you could do online, all of our online classes and go through that. So I think it's like almost a 45% discount. So it's a pretty steep discount because of how important we view the training as part of the CPM Express. So in addition to all of the online training, the regular support, we also have one community. So where people can go on and post questions and get help from other users and members of the community.
And I'll plug Nova Advisory's solution for this type of market and customer as well. We offer a very affordable approach to post-go live administration services. So if some customers just don't want to train up an administrator in OneStream, they want to focus those folks in their core finance or accounting roles. So that's a service we do offer as well. So let's talk about future, and then we can wrap up here, Peter. So
Sure.
The future of the offering, how do you see this evolving over time?
I think it can evolve in a couple of ways. One thing that's interesting with even smaller companies is that their planning needs are evolving, how they want to do planning and budgeting. Just because they're smaller doesn't mean they're less sophisticated. And to that end, we'll probably see more and more flexible planning solutions that get added. But that might be what we'll call like CPM Express Plus, where maybe we add like a people planning, or maybe we add some other planning options, but only really after we've built the core and we've got them started on the CPM journey. Then I think they can quickly expand into those other planning solutions as well. The other thing I'm hoping is, and as I've talked to partners, I'm excited about, is partners bringing industry IP into the solutions. So think of like a CPM Express, but with a mining or a higher ed offering that's included in there. There's certain things that higher education does for budgeting and planning or has reporting requirements. And the CPM Express application can be used as a foundation and those things added to it. So it provides even more immediate value for customers in a certain industry. And I'd look for partners like Nova to help work on those solutions. And we started talking about some of that stuff. So I'm excited to see how that could go, where that could go.
Excellent. Appreciate the time today, Peter, and excited to see this offering as it evolves. And Nova Advisory is excited to be a part of CPM Express and rolling this out to our customers. So as we close out and wrap up, in addition to checking out the OneStream podcast, where can listeners go to get engaged with your world, learn more about CPM Express, and perhaps get in touch with you?
Yeah, I will be at the WAVE conference this November down in Orlando. I'm looking forward to that. And always can find people at OneStream One Community, and get engaged that way. But yeah, I'm always looking for more listeners on the podcast. That's always a fun thing for me.
Okay, I encourage you all to check it out. Thanks for everything here today, Peter, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the CPM Customer Success Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to subscribe or follow so future episodes are automatically downloaded directly to your device. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next week for another episode of the CPM Customer Success Podcast.